Why don't you tell us what you think about Colt McCoy, because that's what's happening moving forward. Just a terrible
Yeah.
injury to Alex Smith, but you practiced against him. You were a teammate of his for the last couple of years. What do you see moving forward with Colt McCoy?
I mean, Colt McCoy is, he's a very capable quarterback. He can make every throw. He's people say he'll throw the ball downfield more. He will. Colt seems to take a little bit more chances is because he wants to give opportunity to play. If it's a 50-50 ball, Colt, unlike Alex, will throw that kind of ball and hope his guy goes up and makes a play. But, a guy who can move the pocket with his feet, make plays, he understands his offense. He's been here, a long time, and a guy who's got moxie, man. He's played in some big games, and he understands, what it takes to be a good quarterback in this league. And, a guy who ultimately has been waiting for another chance for a long time. So I think he'll take full advantage of the opportunity that's in front of him right now.
Does he throw a more, for lack of a better word, pickable ball? It seems to me like on the out patterns, that ball seems like it's hanging in the air forever.
Yeah, it probably seems like it's hanging forever because he's not going to try to beat you with his arm. He's not going to try to muscle it in there with just trying to throw it as hard as he can. He's going to float it a little bit. You saw a pass earlier in the game that Alex threw where, he had Maurice Harris going on an out route. And in my head, I'm thinking, all right, you got to throw it now. And Alex waits probably another half a second or so,
right,
or even a second to throw it. And Mo Harris just runs out of room and he can't get his feet in bounds. Most really, really good quarterbacks is going to anticipate and throw that ball earlier. So it's going to seem like it floats a little longer out there, but it's not giving the DB opportunity to pick it because he's basically throwing the receiver out of that break. The same, well, I ain't going to say the same play, but a very similar play to Jordan Reed on that 7 route that I heard you guys talking about earlier, and you saying, man, it wasn't that great a throw. It really was because Alex hasn't made that throw. He's been more inaccurate than we're used to seeing him be, but he hasn't made that throw for us this season. And so for Colt to come in the game and make that kind of throw, and to a guy like Jordan Reed, who we've been asking to get him the ball because we know how good he is, I mean, it was kind of like, that's how you do it. You know what I mean? It was kind of that moment where you're like, all right now, exactly. And, I was watching the game saying that, and so I know other fans were. So, I feel terrible for Alex, especially a guy like myself who hadn't gotten hurt in 11 years and suffers at age 31 Achilles, at age 33 ACL. I understand what's in front of him, the recovery, the body just not healing like it used to, and my heart definitely goes out to him. But at the same time, I've been around Colt a long time, and I'm so excited for that guy to get an opportunity because he deserves it. I think we'll see a different style of play calling. Jay really likes Colt, man. Really likes Colt to a point that if situations were a little different with the whole Kirk situation, I think Jay probably would have went with Colt at some point and let Kirk walk. And so Jay really, really likes Colt, and those guys in that locker room, they like Colt as well, and they'll fight for him. And I'm excited to see him go out there and play, man.
D, how quickly did you realize that Alex's injury was more than just like a sprained ankle? That this was something that was really super serious?
Yeah, well, when I saw the replay, because at first I just thought that, on the sack, someone landed on the back of his body, which kind of, thrust it on his back. And I thought maybe, it's just his back or, he'll be okay. And then when I saw the replay and I saw his leg, I was like, wow. I knew it was serious. And then when I heard, that he was rushed right into surgery. Normally they let, both of my injuries, it was days, sometimes weeks before I went in and got surgery. And so, it gave it a chance to kind of, the trauma to the area settle down a little bit, some of the swelling go down. And so for Alex to be rushed in right away, it was something very serious and something that they weren't playing around with. And so, when I initially saw the play, I didn't think it was that serious. But, when I saw that replay, man, I knew I needed to, get down and say a prayer for him because, it couldn't have happened to a better guy, and in a situation where,
right.
This team's finally starting to, 6-3, you're in a meaningful game. You have a chance to, to do some things, long term as far as in the playoffs and build on something. And, I echo what Jay said. This team hadn't played its best football, so I was looking forward to watching them continue to gel and continue to get some, some of the other pieces back. And, it just seems like this franchise, if it isn't one thing, it's always something else, man. And, I really, my heart really goes out to those guys.